What's up guys, it's Mindset Performance Coach Adam Connell here. In today's video, you're going to learn why you struggle to achieve your goals and why you struggle to make meaningful changes in your life in general. Alright, and why often we want to do things, we have all the information needed to take action, but we don't. Alright, and I'm going to introduce you guys to a concept called the behavior gap and why there's a big gap between what we want to do, what we'd like to be doing, and what we actually do in practice. Alright, and the goal of this video is to give you guys the tools to bridge that gap. Alright, so you're actually taking action, the action you want to take in alignment with your goals. Alright, and to do that, we're going to look at 3 things that need to be in alignment at all times in order to get you to take action. And most people fail at these first 2. As a result, they can't take action with the 3rd step in alignment. Alright, so before we get started with the juicy stuff and all this stuff you're going to learn, first of all, we need to have a clear objective that we're working towards. Alright, for any sort of forward motion to take place, we need an objective. We need a goal that we're striving towards. A lot of people in life don't have goals, right? They don't have clear objectives. They want to make more money. They want to get in better shape. They want to be happier, healthier. Very broad, but nothing specific. As a result, they coast along because they can't optimize their life in alignment with something. Alright, so first step is get clear on what you want. Very, very specific objectives. Alright, I'm not going to go into a full goal setting session now, but if you're struggling with this, like just stop this video, just brainstorm some specific things that you want to achieve. Alright, so for this video, have in mind a goal that you're struggling to achieve or that there's obstacles in the way of making progress towards it. Alright, it could be a big goal like financial freedom. It could be playing high stakes poker and maybe playing a specific level. Maybe it's a 1K level, 2K level, whatever you would class as high stakes for you. Maybe it's getting the best shape of your life and you've always struggled with diet and being up and down. So think of something that you're struggling with. Alright, so we're going to put it for the test for this kind of framework and see how we can start to kind of remove the obstacles so you can actually start making progress. Alright, so let's say we've got an objective. Let's say it is financial freedom is the objective. Why can't we just take action in alignment with that? So that's the goal. Here's the action steps. Do them one by one and move forward. Let's say it's losing weight. Why can't we just go, okay, I want to lose this much weight, I need to eat this much food, move this amount, start taking action every day, boom. Easy peasy, right? Why can't life be so simple? The reason it can't is because there's things that get in the way of us taking action, alright? And there's things that need to be in alignment in order for us to consistently move towards our goals. Even when we really want to, even when it's really meaningful for us, we still find ways to not do it, alright? So, first reason is, the first obstacle, the first thing we need alignment is what you think, alright? What goes through your mind. And this is deeper than just like the day-to-day thoughts. It often comes down to your overall belief systems, alright? Your belief systems are the overarching kind of themes of what you believe to be true. What you believe to be true. And they're generally almost like a condensed form of thoughts that keeps us trapped, alright? And we can have beliefs that are very empowering or we can have beliefs that are very limiting, alright? But the first thing we need to look at is what you think. Use a red pen. Now, let's say you want to achieve financial freedom as an objective, but all your thoughts are around how money's hard to get. I've never had money in the past. My family was broke. I don't know how to save. I don't know how to invest. I don't know how to create more value in my life. I've only got so many hours in a day. Imagine all your thoughts around money are very limited. Alright, so over here you're going, I want financial freedom, I want all these things, but in your thoughts, it's all of this limiting stuff. Why it's so hard to do, how I can't achieve it. Alright, so we're going to identify these and realize that we're either moving towards our goals or away from our goals with our thoughts. Alright, and our thoughts are governed by our belief systems. So if I followed you around, let's say we have a very specific goal in mind, and I followed you around for, let's say, 24 hours, could even extend it for a week if you wanted to, what would your thoughts be like? Would they be positive, moving you towards your goals, or would they be negative, moving you away from your goals? Alright, let's keep it simple for today. It's either positive, moving you towards, or negative, moving you away. And what you find with most people is, and the goals they're trying to achieve, the inner dialogue is the complete opposite. Alright, they want to lose weight, but all the thoughts around how hard it is, how exercise is boring, how all the nice foods are bad for you, and all the limited stuff around that makes it hard. Alright, so we're going to start thinking about or observing our own thoughts. Alright, and your thoughts, like I said, get bundled into what we call beliefs. Alright, All right, and we'll come back to this as we go through, but the first thing is we need to think in alignment with our goals. We need to get clear on what our goals are and start cultivating thoughts and belief systems in particular that are in alignment with our goals. And the good news is you can do this. You can actually create the belief systems you want. It's a very, very malleable process, and you actually need to do this. You need to remove yourself from your life for a little bit, observe your life and go, wait a second, what beliefs would I need to have in order to achieve new things? Because the reason you haven't achieved the things, your goals that are in the future, is because right now you haven't got the belief system in place. You haven't got the experiences, or you haven't cultivated the way of thinking about it to allow you to take those steps. All right. So we need to create a new way of thinking about life and ourselves in order to achieve things that we haven't achieved before. All right. So first step is thinking. We need to understand our belief systems and cultivate our thoughts. All right. So let's say you did. Let's say you had a great brain, and I got you to think and believe that everything's going to work out great. Money flows to me effortlessly, and everything I do turns to gold. That's job done, right? It's not, because something else gets in the way. So we've got our thoughts going well. The next thing we need to do before we take action is understand our feelings. Feelings get in the way, all right? I say get in the way because very often people are driven by their feelings, and often their feelings are around insecurities, fears, and they get in the way. They get in the way from taking action. So how you feel is the next one. So say you're thinking about how you want to make money, or you're thinking about how you want to lose weight, or you're thinking about how you want to play high stakes poker, but then in the moment of taking action, you don't feel like it. Feel tired, feel like procrastinating, don't feel like it. You feel some form of resistance of taking the action. Who's been there a million times? Everyone, right? We all feel in moments that we don't want to do this thing. Very often we want to do the thing that's easiest, most comfortable, and as a result we don't want to do the thing that's hard and moving us towards our goals. Alright, our species has evolved to survive, reproduce, and pass on our genes to the next species, to the next generation. That's it. It's not here to achieve financial freedom. Our genes are not wired to make you happy, to make you achieve stuff. So as a result, when it comes to the moment of expending energy towards an outcome, the mind and the body go, don't feel like that. Is that really worth it? Is that really worth our survival? Very often we'll feel like a negative emotion around that. Alright, so again, how you feel is either taking you towards your goals or taking you away from your goals. Alright, so we all have a different cocktail of feelings and emotions going through us. We all have like very similar ones in common, but for you, which emotions move you forward? Which feelings move you forward? For me, it's enthusiasm, it's excitement, it's motivation. Those things drive me forward. Things that stop me moving forward are low energy, feeling anxious, fearful. These are things that stop me moving forward, all right? So one of the things for you when you try to move to your goals, what gets in the way? And the news flash is that they're always going to be there. Your feelings are always going to be there. Please, please, please don't go down a route of trying to obliterate your feelings, all right? Don't try and be a robot and remove feelings. Feelings are crucial to your experience of life. We just need to get good at them, all right? We need to know that the ones that are moving us away from our goals, get better at channeling those and overcoming those, and the ones that are in alignment with our goals, we need to get good at cultivating more of them. So cultivate more of them and get better at overcoming the bad ones, all right? So we'll call these emotions, all right? So there's some feelings. So the way to distinguish an emotion from a feeling is the feeling is almost like the byproduct of our senses. So we're feeling sensor coming in, information coming in the senses. We feel a certain way in our body, right? So I'm feeling certain things right now, but as soon as I become aware of it, I become conscious of it, I then put a label on it, and that label becomes the emotion, all right? So the label I'm putting on the feeling right now could be focused, could be calm, could be alert. I put a label on it now, and that becomes the emotion, right? So the emotion is like the signature of the feeling, all right? But feelings happen all the time. Very often we're not aware of our feelings, especially us guys, all right? But we need to get better at it, okay? So we'll come back to them again, so we're going to cover the concepts, and then we'll go into the kind of how to change them. But then we've got feelings. So how we think is the first step. We need to think in alignment with our goals, have the belief systems and alignments. We then need to have feelings that are driving us forward and overcome the feelings that are creating obstacles. Then the last step is actually not so hard. And the last step is all that really matters, and it's the actions you take, all right? And it's what you actually do, all right? What you do. Now the good news is, if you're thinking in line with your goals and you're feeling motivated and enthusiastic, the doing takes care of itself, all right? So if both of these are alignments, you do it effortlessly, all right? But very often we're fighting conflicts because our thoughts and our feelings are pulling us different directions. And as a result, our actions very, very inconsistent. All right, so again, think of the specific goal you've got in your mind and how often are you taking action towards it? How often are you taking action in alignment with your goals? All right, and again, let's say it was a plus-minus game and we're walking through your days or your weeks and I'm saying that, and we're going, that was a positive, that was a negative in terms of it was moving towards your goal or away from your goals. What would the score be? How many positive actions are you taking? And how many negative? All right, we're keeping score. All right, so if it's losing weight, how many of the healthy foods do you eat compared to the not so healthy foods? All right, it's a score game. All right, so we've got to keep track of these things and realize if you want to do actions in line with your goals, we've got to control these two. All right, so the doing one's actually super easy, only when these two are taken care of. So let's go back to the start and we'll start examining them one by one. So for most people, they want to do something, but their thoughts are thinking the complete opposite. All right, and we've got a plus and a minus here. We're going to call the minus limiting beliefs. These means things that limit you, that stop you taking action, stop you moving forward, and create a limiting box. And then we've got empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs move you forward and give you more options, more fuel, and make you think other things are possible. All right, so if we look at this, if you think about a goal that you're trying to achieve, let's say it's financial freedom right now, let's say it's playing high stakes poker, what are the limiting beliefs that you currently have? All right, so to do this, is get a bit of paper out and write all the things that you believe about this area which are negative. All right, so if it's money, you might believe money's hard to come by, money doesn't grow on trees, you've got to work super hard to get money, or the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. You might believe all sorts of things. All right, so write all those limiting beliefs down. All right, that's the first thing. Get them all down. Get them in the open. And very often it's based on our upbringings. It's based on our past experiences. A lot of my insecurities around money and stuff like that were because I came from a poor family, didn't have any access to money for most of my life until I got into mid-adulthood. And as a result, I had all these beliefs around how money was just this really hard thing to get. And it wasn't until I started to break that I realized, wait a second, that's just a story. All right, so your beliefs are a story that you're telling yourself. So then you start to ask yourself, are these beliefs true? All right, and what you'll find when you go through a process like that, you realize these beliefs are just thoughts. They're just like a viewpoint, but they're not true. They're not objective truth. Money, if I said a belief is money's hard to come by, we examined money's hard to come by, I could think of 50, 100, 1,000 people where that's not true for. Money's easy to come by for those people. All right, so we're going to start examining them. So we start breaking down our limiting beliefs around the topic. We then, which is like magic, we start to cultivate the beliefs we would like to have. All right, and the way I do this in my life is I think of the goal I want to achieve. I imagine myself already achieving it. All right, I'm literally in the process of achieving it, or I've already achieved it. I'm in the future outcome. And then I go, what would I have to be believing for this to have happened? What do I need to believe about life, about myself, for this reality to have happened? And very often, you can start changing these beliefs, all right? Creating new empowering ones, all right? Like for money, it could be money flows to me effortlessly. I have abundant money in my life. I'm always working and striving towards things, and money is a byproduct of my actions I take. Things that resonate with you, but create new belief systems that are in alignment with the goals that you want. And as a result, your day-to-day thoughts will reflect that. So the way I look at it, create beliefs which are these kind of bundles of thoughts, and your day-to-day thoughts are almost like a kind of spin-off of your beliefs, all right? And if I watched you all day and followed you around, we would see that you're having generally lots of negative thoughts that are hindering you to your goals, all right? So it's like every time you have a negative thought around that goal you're trying to achieve, it's like taking a step back, all right? We want to constantly be moving forward. So we're going to cultivate a belief system that's positive in alignment with our goals. All right, so step one, identify your beliefs, create new ones, and start to cultivate them. Once you've got a new belief, you've got to start trying it on. All right, so beliefs like something you've got to start looking for experience with. And the magic thing about beliefs is we see what we're looking for. All right, so for example, let's imagine I've got a belief system that I'm an unlucky person. All right, and I'm going to walk around my day for the next 24 hours with a real strong belief system. I'm an unlucky person. I can guarantee you, over the course of that day, there'll be 5 to 10 things that happen that would confirm to me I'm an unlucky person. I trip up as I'm trying to walk out a step. Oh, that unlucky there. Some rubbish would blow and hit me and make a stain on my new white t-shirt. Like, so unlucky. Things would happen, little things, and I keep score of them and go, see that happens, and it would confirm to me I'm an unlucky person. Then someone else would go, Adam, you're not really unlucky, and I would go, yeah, I am, this happens, I've got a scorecard, all right, we see what we're looking for, and we almost attract what we're looking for as well. So I'm not going to the laws of attraction concepts, but there's an attracting factor as well. On the flip side, let's say I believed I was a very lucky person, all right, and I went into my day with the belief system, I'm super, super lucky. Again, over 24 hours, I would probably get 5 to 10 examples that would confirm that. 5 to 10 things would happen, we'll go, oh, yeah, see, I'm lucky. And I reinforce it and go, yes, I am a lucky person. And it becomes this kind of thing that I believe to be true. All right, so when you have a new belief system, like you're trying on a new way of thinking about the world, look for examples. Look for positive examples that prove it's true. And the amazing thing is, you will see them everywhere. All right, you will see them everywhere. All right, so turn that on and we can cultivate this. Once we do this, we start thinking in alignment with our goals. We're almost like brainwashing ourselves in the most positive way possible, to think about what we want and to think in alignment with the goals we're trying to achieve. Then we've got how you feel. All right, so you're thinking really good, your beliefs are in alignment with the outcomes that you want. Still, even with a strong belief system, feelings are there. All right, and for most people, they've got a very small range of feelings that they're good with. All right, by that I mean they're good when they're happy, they're good when they're feeling like high energy, enthusiasm, inspiration. But if they're feeling lethargic, they're feeling like anxious, fearful, so many feelings that they're just not good with. By not good with, I mean they take negative action as a result, right? It stops them moving forward. All right, so we've got to get good with our feelings. So the first thing we need to get good at is these negative feelings that we experience. We need to get good at taking action despite of them. Action despite of them. All right, and most people can't do this. Most people feel a certain way and they don't do it. If I ask most people, like when I work one-on-one with clients, and they didn't do an action that we agree on the coaching that we're going to take this action, it's going to be awesome, it's going to change their life in this way, and next week comes by, we have a follow-up call, it's like, oh, the action that they didn't take, I asked them, I drill down, how come you didn't do this? And very often, unless it's a distraction thing, it's like, oh, didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like it, all right? So what does that mean? It's like, in that moment, I had a feeling that told me I don't want to do this, all right? Very often those feelings are just based on fears, insecurities, or taking the easy option, the path of least resistance, all right? So our bodies are always going to want to take the least energy exposure as an option if given a chance. If it's like this one costs energy and time, this one's easy, it doesn't cost time, I'm going to take this one, all right, if they're against you there. So we've got to get good at experience, like normal emotions we have, and pushing past them. All right, now the thing with emotions and how we feel, they all have a different way of dealing with them. All right, so you deal with anger in a different way to anxiety. You deal with anxiety in a different way you deal with boredom. All right, they have different energy levels, and they also have a different coping strategy. All right, so if I'm angry, I'm heightened energy. All right, so for myself, I'm quite good with anger because I know how to channel it. I can channel it into something physical, go to the gym, go to the punch bag, run, or I can channel it into something high performance in what I'm doing. All right, to just go in and just almost use that rage. So if you watch Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, he's the ultimate. He's super good at using anger as a fuel source. He almost cultivates it himself because he likes that feeling. It's like being behind a Formula 1 car. If I put most of you guys behind a Formula 1 car, you're going straight into a fence, all right? But if you put a driver behind him who knows how to control it, he's having the time of his life. He's flying around corners. It's the same with emotion like anger, because it's high energy. On the flip side, an emotion like boredom or anxiety or fear, they're much lower energy, all right? And for those, you've got to deal with them in different ways, all right? So boredom, you generally just don't want to do it stuff, you're disengaged. We've got to find a way to heighten that emotion, all right? So with your feelings, you've got to get good at spotting what your current ones are holding you back. So basically keep a little scorecard. Feelings you experience most often, this is the way I would do this. Negative feelings you experience most often, that hold you back. And then come with a counter strategy, all right? A counter strategy to get you to take action when you do that. So for example, I could say, when I feel bored, I'm going to get myself to do X. When I feel anxious, I'm going to take the next step anyway. Get yourself to do certain things when you feel certain ways. All right, so that's one way. The next way is to change our physiology. So we want to experience more heightened emotions. All right, dealing with the bad ones is good, and we need to do that. But we also need to cultivate is a word I've used deliberately there, a better state of being. All right, we need to change our internal state. All right, we need to consciously change our physiology. And the good news is we can do that very quickly and very easily. One gateway to our physiology is through the breath, change the way we breathe. If I breathe very fast, I increase adrenaline in my body. All right, so if I go, that instantly puts me in the sympathetic nervous system, which heightens my energy. All right, so if I'm bored or low energy, I can use this kind of fast breathing to get me going. On the flip side, if I'm really angry, really enraged, by slowing my exhales, by going, a very long, prolonged exhale compared to the inhale, that turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers the intensity. All right, so we'll play around with the physiology that way, and we can also do things like just exercise, go for runs, move the body. That just changes the state. It just completely changes it. If you feel low energy, you go for like a 20-minute run, come back, have a cold shower, let's check in again. How are you feeling now? It's completely different, right? You've changed the whole physiology. The whole game is different. All right, very often we get stuck in low feelings. And for myself, I'm ever feeling low energy, like I was earlier today before I got into video shooting mode. I'm like, right, what can I do to change it? All right, for me, it's movement. Get myself moving, get myself in alignment with what I'm doing, and we can change that. All right, so we want to get good and master our feelings and changing the negative feelings into more positive ones. All right, by using our physiology and also by overcoming the negative ones. All right, so once you've got the thinking, your beliefs in alignment with your feelings, very often the actions are just the byproduct. All right, but there can be things that get in the way. Even when you've got the right thoughts, even when you've got the right feelings, there's still something that gets in the way. All right, and it's basically the goal is too big or too broad. All right, as a result, in the moment, you don't know what the next step is. This happens over and over for poker players when it comes to studying. When it comes to studying poker, that's a lifetime job, all right, to study it. Where do you start? Where do I start? And most players want to study more, but they haven't got the clear objective. So when it comes to their study time, they're like, all right, let's study something. They're like, oh, I don't know what to study. And that I don't know what to study moment leads to procrastination. It leads to doing something else. So you've got to get in the habit of breaking down your big goals into very small checkpoints, all right, very small, manageable chunks, all right? On a daily basis, having daily goals, and even hour by hour goals. I'm going to be doing this hour. So the mind can engage and go, okay, I need to do this. All right, so say, for example, the goal is financial freedom. The mind's like, awesome, financial freedom. I've got all the beliefs, I'm abundant. You're feeling motivated, enthusiastic. Then it comes to taking action, and it's like, okay, well, let's get financial freedom. The mind goes, well, where do we start with that again? All right, and now you've become overwhelmed. All right, but you've got to chunk it down to an action. On the flip side, if I had an action to take, it's like, okay, all you do, Adam, is for 1 hour, shoot this video, that's going to lead you in this direction. For 1 hour, you're going to study poker, you're going to study this spot and this spot, and write your notes up. That's it. All right, cool. Now you take action. All right, so constantly develop the action habit. And the action habit comes from having small, simple steps done. All right, small, simple steps do daily. All right, myself, every time I procrastinate, every time I waste time, it's always because I fail to get it clear. I fail to get it clear. I'm getting good at my beliefs. I'm getting good at overcoming feelings. But sometimes the action I need to take on a particular day is too big, too broad. As a result, it's hard to take action. All right. So good news is we get all these in alignment. We can make amazing progress. All right, all the things we struggle to make progress towards, we can start to effortlessly. I say effortlessly because you've got to put work into this. We can start to make consistent progress towards our goals. Now, when it comes to taking action, basically, the way you think and the way you feel, if they're both in alignment, the action is going to be quite easy. But often you'll find either the thought or the feelings are not in alignment. All right, so let's say we've got your feelings are negative. You're thinking negatively. All right. But you're feeling quite positively, all right? So you're thinking limited beliefs, you think that's going to be really hard, you think that's going to be really difficult to achieve these goals, but for whatever reason, you've woke up and you feel inspired and you're feeling ready to go. Very often, because that feeling's strong, we can override our bad belief systems and take action, all right? It's not a long-term solution. Very often, we'll fight this kind of win-lose battle, but then you can take action, all right, in alignment, all right? Not always, but you can do that. On the flip side, we could have really, really positive beliefs. I'm going to achieve these things. I'm going to achieve that. And have negative feelings, all right, like negative emotional states. But we can still take action. Right? We can learn to overcome those negative states, all right? The goal is to have the alignment of the positive, and then the positive action will almost take care of itself, all right? But we need to understand this alignment, all right? And your goal is to control it at the root, all right? So this is like the byproduct. It's almost like the leaves of the tree, the flowers of a plant, all right? That's the end product, is the doing. But the main thing is the root, all right? Getting to the actual root, and that's going to be with our belief systems. Our belief system is going to trigger everything, all right? So when you go from this video, start thinking about what you believe about the areas that you're trying to improve, all right? And just stop life for a minute. Stop, pause, and write down the things you currently believe in and what you would like to believe, all right? This is a conscious process. It's not just watch a video, that was nice, on to the next one. You got to pause life. You got to examine what you're currently thinking. All right. This is one of the biggest impacts. Once you change your beliefs, everything else is like downstream. So it's almost like removing a boulder at the top of a river. The water can now flow down. You're still gonna have to get good with feelings that they're not gonna go away, but cultivate those first. So cultivate positive, empowering beliefs in alignment with your goals. Then start to examine the feelings that you're having on a daily basis and come up with ways to overcome the ones that are holding you back and to cultivate more of the ones that are taking you forwards. And then finally, break those goals down into very manageable bite-sized bits so that you don't get overwhelmed in the moment. You do those 3 things, boom, you're making progress, you're making changes. You're one of those few people in life who can go, I'm going to achieve that, and go for it. All right, you just go after your goals and set whatever goals you want. It's your life. Be the creator, be the artist with a blank canvas. You know what? I can create my life. I can create any life I want because I know the system. I know how to cultivate the right thoughts, overcome the feelings that get in the way, and break down my goals into manageable steps. Everything else becomes very manageable. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash the like button before you go. Also, if you're a poker player who wants to know what level your mindset is right now, I put together a fun little quiz. If you put a link, there's a link in the description, click on that, answer a few questions, and it'll tell you what mindset level you're at right now, and also how to level it up to the next level. All right, thanks for watching, guys. There's going to be plenty more from me very soon.